Yo, guys, Friday the 18th, I'm reaching out to you from Atlanta. I've been on all kinds of flights this week. Got my buddy Gary Pinkerton with me, Line Strategic Wealth. As you can see, he's got the submarine logo. He was a former sub captain of the USS Tucson, then worked at Naval Academy, then was at the Pentagon. He does my life insurance. So definitely somebody you guys want to connect with. But before we get into any conversation direct here, let's talk about what's going on in the market. Right now, we're seeing some interesting things out in the mortgage-backed securities world, and I'm trying to even find my information here. You can see if you can find that. I'll just keep talking. So one of the things I have people asking me a lot, well, with the federal fund rate doing what it's doing, then where are we going to be as far as the interest rates? Looks like the rates are going to continue to keep going down. They keep hearing the rates did go down. They didn't go down for real estate investors this last week. It just didn't happen. It's one of those things. So we're going to log back in here to this. So since the rates did not go down, actually, I'm going to pull it up. I'm just going to show you that mortgage-backed securities actually kind of went downward, therefore pushing interest rates upward just a little bit. Nothing extreme, but we're right now sitting on technical levels that hopefully will support us. Every time the Fed says something, it causes us to have a little bit of a bleeding in the mortgage-backed securities markets. Well, what the Fed is saying is they're going to keep the federal fund rate at zero up until 2023. Everybody's like, wow, we're going to have zero interest rates. That's two different things, guys. Whole different thing when we're keeping the federal fund rate at zero. That is, and to me, it could be a little bit scary because that's the only way the Fed has been able to control inflation is by moving the interest rate up to curb inflation. Well, he's already said he's going to let inflation run hot. We talked about how inflation benefits the real estate investor as far as when you have a fixed payment. Well, now we know inflation is going to run. We know rates are going to go up at some point. We don't know when. So take advantage of the situation you're getting now, and don't get concerned if they crank up a little bit. Right now we're in the mid to high threes for 20% down. I've locked a lot of that unless your credit score has been a little bit lower, or your interest or your loan amount's going to go a little bit lower. But if you're one that can get, even if they go into the fours, even the fives, who cares? It's awesome. I got rates still in the sixes, and I absolutely love it. So Gary, I've done, I don't know what, probably 17, 18 transactions with you. You've had as much as 30 some odd doors.
Yeah.
Tell me, how concerned are you about interest rates if they go to 5 or even 6 when you're buying more investment properties?
I'm not at all. So as long as the property cash flows, which is going to do at those rates, then that's staying power. And the reason that I got into all these rental properties was not for the cash flow, not for the appreciation. For me, it was offsetting inflation. And that's what these government-backed fixed rate loans do. So I buy my real estate in a really weird way to get into debt because that long-term fixed rate debt helps protect me from what we know the government's doing. Their intended action is to, deflate the US dollar, cause inflation, right? And so you need to protect yourself from that. And that's why I did loans.
Exactly. In fact, when they're deflating the dollar's value like that, it's another tax, guys. It's another way for them to tax us without thinking that we're getting taxed. So understand that, and putting in long-term leverage is going to protect you from that. Now, one of the ways that Gary has been very integral into my life and my business life for my family, all these things, is he utilizes the whole life policy, and his one who has introduced me to that. That's been the foundation of our family business. That's been the foundation of our wealth, and every single one of my family members has it. My wife, myself, my children. In fact, they have to get one of those policies and build from that. Otherwise, I write them out of the will. They're not going to get a damn thing that I leave them if they don't have that in place and maintain it with a minimum of 10% of their income, absolute minimum. But once they see the value of it and the growth of it, it's not going to stop at 10%. It didn't stop at 10% for me, and it's not going to. I have to keep actually getting more policies. So that's something that you definitely will have to have just a specific conversation about that sometime. For you guys, it's going to take a long time, maybe about an hour conversation. So we'll tee it up right. I want to introduce you to Gary. He is probably one of the top 5 people in my business life that I would not be able to accomplish what I'm planning on without a man like him in my corner. So thanks, brother, for letting me use his computer, because I left mine at home. I didn't have a cord. And so that's one of the reasons I got to have a Gary. And then, of course, just being able to offer a little bit of encouragement on the interest rate thing.
Anything I can do to give back. Again, I could not be more bullish on personally owned real estate backed by Fannie Mae conventional loans. That is a foundational thing in everyone's finance. So anything I can do, man, any way to get this message out.
Right on, brother. Thanks, man. All right, guys. Thank you for the trust. Appreciate you jumping in. Appreciate you listening. Appreciate you clicking and doing the forwards. Oh, and we raised quite a bit for Operation Underground Railroad. Go in there, go to the website, aaron.chapman.com, scroll down, click on that. $50 for every closed transaction. That's all I'm asking you. We're going to close a transaction for you so you can build your business. Throw $50 and it's going to be amazing. I think how many people are going to pull out of a very, very, very crappy situation. Appreciate you.